Yes. Good morning, my people. My name is Daddy Chris, and this is Srtv London. And yes, as usual, we do the morning show, and this is where we talk to you about what is happening in Nigeria. Today, I'll be taking a look at something we don't want to look at, and as we stylishly look at the current dailies. Just a glimpse of it, I found that there's insecurity in our land. It has remained a part of us. No, it's no more news that somebody is kidnapped today. Yesterday, this happened. The other day, the other one happened. Oh, this person was killed. There's injustice here and there. And we'll be asking, wise people will say, why is it happening? What is the cause of all this? And perhaps we'll try and take a look at all that. As I was trying to look at this, I want Nigerians to work with me on this, and perhaps Black people around the world to look at this issue with me. I watched with great interest, the death of Floyd and the amazing campaign that went around the world. I guess Nigerian leaders must have been participating to say that Black Lives Matters. And I'll try to do my justice to most of these things today. And as I was thinking about it, if Black life really matters, then the question is, does Nigerian lives matters? And that is the issue I'll be asking today, because you're able to say, you Nigerians were able to join the rest of the world to see that Black lives matters. And you don't ask yourself if the lives of the people around you matters. There's no way. See, God said you must love your neighbor as yourself. For those of you that goes to church every day, and those of you that goes to mosque every day, I'm not going to talk much today, but I really want to speak to your conscience. And I hope I can. I really want to talk to you individually. I'm not talking to Tinubu as a president. I'm talking to him as a human being. And the question of today is, does our life matters? And another area I may want to look at as the show comes to an end is, how do you really address that issue? Say you are faced with a situation where there's injustice in your land. As the oppressed person, what do you do? And perhaps if even if the oppressor can understand that, the oppressor will also use the same solution, which I'm going to talk about today. The solution is only economic. The only reason we say Black lives didn't matter in the United States or anywhere around the world is the high gap between the rich and the poor. Or we, the Blacks around the world, we are marginalized. We don't know where the money is. There is nobody coming to actually kill us on the street, like they said. Okay, that of Floyd is a separate case. In those days, they used to lynch us. That is true. But the true problem is in fact, it's not the rich even lynching us. It's the poor people they have also brainwashed to say that their problem is the other man. Or why the true problem in the society then and still now is the whopping rich taking advantage of the poor. And it's not a bad thing to be rich. I'm not going to say that. I'm not against being rich. But perhaps to think that you own the country, or whatever you own today belongs to you, that is a story for another day. You live in a society. Your wealth came from that society. You didn't carry the wealth from where you were born. Your father that even owns the wealth that must have passed it on to you must have taken it from the society as well. So your wealth, your riches is dependent on the society. Actually, most of you are carrying the Naira. The Naira does not belong to you. It belongs to the Nigerian state. And that constitutes your riches. And we need to look at that carefully. And as a people and as friends today, we're not going to fight. And when we say, does Black life matters, does Nigerian life matters? And until we try to understand this on the point of insecurity, we have an issue. I said it again on this show, again and again, that it was the rich people in Europe that introduced the welfare package. The rich. Why did they do that? Because they know that if the poor men are on the street, their own security cannot be guaranteed. There's no amount government can do to guarantee your security if there is poverty in the land. There's nothing Tinubu going to do today to solve Nigerian insecurity problem. Whether you carry the million people on the street, there will continue to be crime as long as there is this massive gap between the rich and the poor. People are poor. For Tinubu, for your people to come on the street and say, we are hungry. Hunger is not that thing now. They're not asking you to buy them a car. That there's no food on the table. That is something you don't even, those are people you don't slap. Those are people you don't get angry with. You try to talk to them. You try to ask yourself, is there really hunger in the land? And if there is, what do we do to solve it? That's all we're going to be looking at today. And I'm going to show some terrible images as the show progresses. But again, Mary is right here. And so let me add Mary to the broadcast. You know, Mary will always I'm going to send Mary on Ezra. I'll get her married soon because these are color now that is changing. Mary, so say the Abuja broadcast can't turn you to one kind purple lady. There's God though. Now I won't talk. And when you finish, you don't sort it, you come back the next day, you are purple. The next time you're going to be red. And we'll go marry you as a red woman. You put my photo, the day your husband will come saying, I give her a red wife, I will say, now Abuja turn her to red. Take as you stand. How are you?
I'm trying to sort it though. I don't know why it's like that. I'm fine at the place. Yeah. How are you doing?
I'm okay. So how is Abuja today?
Abuja is cool. Abuja is fine as usual. It's just the incident that took place yesterday.
Yeah, I saw some Martian policemen walking. You sent me those images. What happened, man?
You know, there's this movement by the Muslim. I think it's normally done during August. They call it the Shiites movement. They have different names for it though. But earlier this year, there was disagreement. Like the police didn't want it to take place. A lot of people say it shouldn't take place because it leads to killing of people. So I don't really know what inspired that yesterday, but it led to the killing of some policemen and traders as well around Wuse. You understand? And today yes. The police are actually coming out in box. They won't allow it. That they can't allow such to happen because most of their members were killed. And it looks as if that area is actually hot right now.
So who are these Shiite people? Are they Muslims? Who are
they? The Muslim movement.
Okay, it's a movement. Okay.
By the Muslims. But
why would they not? Why would the police not allow them to have their peaceful protest if it's a peaceful rally or whatever? Why is the police against that? Really?
I feel like maybe it has not been peaceful because you can't really control what these people move with. Because you see, as some of the stories said, they were with machetes. You understand, with knife that they had to stab some people to death. So I believe this is what they were trying to stop.
Okay.
And it led to the killings. And the way the police do their thing. They've killed some people, they've killed some of their members, but now they had to pour their anger on the people that didn't do anything to them. Because I know that anybody they see today down, they want to retaliate because they're pouring tear gas and all of that, trying to revenge on what happened to their member. So I just hope it doesn't lead to the killing of the innocents that tried to partake in this.
So are you saying which part of Abuja is this happening at the moment?
Beggar, Wuse. Yeah, Wuse Beggar.
And if you are in that area, please, you get to be careful. Mind how you move around. If you have somebody in that area, give them a call. Tell them to mind what they do. Maybe I was trying to look at the issue of insecurity today, and this one is a little bit surprising to me. These are okay. I wouldn't be condemning this movement because I don't understand why the police wouldn't allow them to have their peaceful rally. And it's easy to call them these people, maybe. Let's mind our language because everybody have his own story to tell you. Yeah. You understand? In Nigeria today, the Igbos or the Biafrans are having their own story. They say they want to leave Nigeria for a particular reason. You're right? The Yorubas want to leave. The Oduduwa movement is live. It's live and well. And then, of course, the Arewa movement in the north. So everybody have a story. They are all aggrieved. And I'm sure these shy people have their own story. I don't know their story yet. Maybe you might be a little bit familiar with them, but what are they asking for? That's my question. What are their grievances? Why are they going on this rally? Is it a yearly event? Is it just like a festival?
It's a yearly event, and it looks like it's a peaceful movement by them. You
Mm,
understand? Some
yes.
parts of Abuja,
Mm.
but the police has been against it. They say they want them to stop it. You
But why would
understand?
they stop it if it's peaceful? This is the thing, and that's how the trouble going to get. If it's a peaceful movement, why would the police be stopping them? That's the thing I don't understand. Anyway,
Because the story that the Vanguard carried, it was showing that the people attacked the police checkpoint. That was where the whole
okay,
issue.
that's where the trouble
They
started.
attacked the police checkpoint, but they did not only kill police; they also killed individuals that are not police.
Oh, wow.
You know the way fight is now. Maybe you might be running for your life, and
Yeah.
bad markets will just hold you. So that's another thing.
Yes. Well, that's why. So any protest need to be organized with the police. Sometimes the police are really not our enemies. They people being asked to do a particular job, and their job is to maintain peace. I sympathize with the police even when it comes to these young people's rampage, because young people are out there crying for hunger. The police cannot say they will not go and do their job. The question is how you do your job. We have the similar issue in the UK, where you see even angry people burning down, turning down police vehicles, burning it, turning it right down. Yeah, the police did not raise a weapon on the people. They didn't shoot a single. When it is very, very necessary, that is when they will use the force. But they will never use gun on harmless civilians. You don't do that, and that is why. And civilians are not allowed to carry arms as well. And these are things. The question is: are we that civilized? What kind of protest are we doing? It's a very tricky one. It's a tricky one, and perhaps if the government is saying don't do this, sometimes I find it difficult to stop them because we've not had the understanding to stay focused. And the question I always ask is, what are your demands? You want to have a protest? Yes. What are your demands? Make it logical. And perhaps when you put out your logical demands, I think there's a way to cripple the government if you want to. You understand? If a group of people, like you said, I said it the other day, if we go there and we stay out there and we're not, well, in fact, let us even begin to fight ourselves that are going to go on the protest. If we see you trying to loot, we will deal with you. If you take advantage of this, you understand, to do anything evil, we will personally handle you. So we are out there to make a point and protect the society. You understand? If by the time protesters are among those stopping those who are trying to loot, then the police will know that they have a friend here. You understand? And the government, of course, not that the government cares, because the government always seen as a political move, political. What did your Senate president say? He believes that it's other parties sponsoring them. I don't know the kind of reality that man lives on. Anyway, Mary, so let us. That is quite sad, and we'll be taking a look at that more as maybe as the show goes on. Because my biggest topic today is actually security, and I'm wondering, Mary, how we're going to live in a secured Nigeria if the gap between the rich and the poor continue to the way it is. And let me share this image with you, Mary. And this is really, really sad. And this is the same country we call Nigeria. All right, this is Lagos. Oh.
Yes, even without being told, you always know that it's Lagos. I don't know
Right.
how.
And
Like somebody's shop. Look at where somebody's selling. Look at the environment.
exactly. And
Why did you
this is his livelihood, very. The beauty of it is the person is living. He has a wife. He's going to live a life with this, you know. Maybe the mother has some children. He's training. Come on, man. I love this. I just love the survivor instincts. That this is the kind of, what is this woman selling? Is that football? Now, see, they play ball for that kind of place. Only wonder the kind of stuff they said there. And this is our dear country, Nigeria. Very beautiful, right? You see, Mary, these are children of human beings. They are Nigerians. These kids are Nigerians. A time will come when they will demand their shares as men. Whether you like it or not, this In fact, many of us can relate to this picture. Growing up, you understand? In fact, when I'm listening to Bob Marley yesterday, his story, how they were no food, how they used to go to the bin to look for something to eat at a point in their lives. And the question is, this is the reality of some people, Mary. Fact, there's no change, no story. The same country, only God knows how the children manage to feed, whether their parents are still there. Like I said, you can't stop people from sleeping one
One
another.
time, your parent might be there. Now you can see the houses around. It all depends on the kind of environment you grew up in. Because if
Yes,
their houses are around, definitely this is the kind of place they'll be coming out to play, right?
yes,
You can't
yes,
compare them with the children of big men that are opportunity to stay in a better area or that
yes,
live in a better environment. They can't see things like this in their surroundings.
yes.
So these people, they grow up to see this as a normal thing, as a normal life. You get
I,
it's
yes,
like a normal life, and which is really not healthy for them.
yes, I agree. I was trying to actually show the contrast, the beautiful image of Nigeria. You understand? And this is sad, Mary. Maybe this is the image that can help us too, because I couldn't put on the other images. But you know what, Mary? They told us that Mary, the wealth of only 5 Nigerians, only 5 of us, is about $30 billion. Only 5 Nigerians have about 30 billion. In fact, what we're saying now, we don't know this because some of them have stolen more than 30 billion. You understand? But only 5 people, Mary, have about 30 billion. More than what we spend yearly. You see what I'm saying? That Nigeria is not poor. Yet, more than 112 people are living in poverty. In fact, they don't have food to eat.
That's true.
When we say now, this has multiplied though, because the population that don't have food to eat are now about 200 and something million that does not have food to eat. This is their reality. These people will grow up and demand their shares in the Nigerian state. What do we have to tell them? That their parents were poor, so they should go and die? When they grow up and say, this is my country, where is my share? I deserve a better school, I deserve a better education, I deserve a better healthcare. What are we going to say to them, Mary?
People are really suffering in the country. Honestly, they deserve. Do you think they'll grow up in a way that they will even value education? The thing is, once you don't understand this, sometimes these people they grow up in a way that they see bricklayer job as a normal thing. You see kids like this, kids that's of this age, as are they hawking? They're hawking one thing that I don't know. Even if they finish selling everything in the trade pan, how much it will amount? Sometimes you see somebody carrying something that is not worth 1,000 naira on the trade.
Maybe Victor Siemens said he used to hawk water. The billionaire footballer now was a hawker. He used to hawk water on the streets of Lagos. And where that boy life would have ended up had football not raised him. So my problem is Nigeria a land of opportunity? Because I asked two difficult questions. Does our life matters? We go and say American life doesn't matter. Oh, black life doesn't matter. Oh, black people are being oppressed around the world. That's a good story to tell. The question is, does Nigerian lives matters? Does this life of these kids matters? As you go to America and you even cry for those who have clothes, are being oppressed in the most civilized way, we are actually killing our own people. We're killing the future of our children. We're killing them. Mary, I almost some of these things. When you guys come out of the country and you stay in where I stay and do what I do, sometimes you just sit down and cry. During this slave trade they're telling you of now, the only reason we have black people around the world, most of the reasons we have black people around the world, Mary, is because of slave trade. We
That's true.
sold ourselves to the white man. Sometimes people want to say, oh, black people didn't take part in slavery. Big lie. I'm going to tell you a story of a Ghanaian prince that was taken. The man, in those days, these Ghanaian people, they know the king is a rich man. He's the one that helped to sell the slaves to the white people. One of his sons, he was sending the son to England. On the way, the party, they picked him and picked him as a slave, and they took him to Guyana also. You understand? You know what the king said? He said there will be no more slave trade until they return that boy. Meaning he has power. What I'm taking now is the kings in Africa had power. And then the people trading here, we don't have right to say that. We're actually the kings in England trading with the kings in Africa, trading on human beings. I'm not supposed to say this, probably will not be alive. So what we're saying is, but what the point is, and nobody want to talk about this. I know nobody's going to talk about it. That the Christian, you're stupid. How dare you say this? Today is a day of joy. Go and dance in carnival. But what is important is our kings partook in slave trade. Big truth. We were already enslaving ourselves. So the white man came and it became the best business in the world to take human beings and sell them. Human being become a product, Mary. The way you sell biscuit now, that's how they were trading. They were changing us for money. We were goods to be sold. And yes, that's a very sad story, Mary, right? What about this one? That is the reality of those people then. Our forefathers sold some. They are there now. We are still dealing with it. In fact, when you see an average Black American, you know that you are guilty because your parents partook in selling these parents. They're not talking about it. They're not even angry at us. They only blame the white man. But for every black man sold, there was a black man participating. I know you guys don't want to hear this. This is not the history we want to be told.
And when did they not change it to Black America? I like that thing is so painful. So they know how to make it look like they're Americans, right? It is their own people. They collected the black people and make them their own people because they're not living like them, speaking like them, doing things like them.
But maybe who want to go back to this Africa? The black people even want to come back. Do they have a place to come to? That is where I'm coming. Many of them want to come home, Mary. But where are they coming to? It was the freed one that went to set up Liberia.
But how many of them knows their origin? Most of them don't even know.
How can they know, Mary? They took their names from them. You know the first thing you do. That's why even Nigerians today, you know how many of you answering now? Joseph John, blah, blah, blah. No. In fact, the first thing they took from a black man was to take their name from them. And that's why you see an American today asking Oyibo name. Because if they see how their African name, they will know where they come from. So by the time, you know, Mary, you call me, what's your surname, Mary? When you tell me your surname, I know you're an Igbo girl.
Yes, that's right.
So if they had their surname, Mary, we know where they are from today. But they took it from them. So that was the first thing they did. All right. Now I don't think that's not even my topic today because that's too big, too topic to talk. It's another day. I'm going to make too many enemies today. They're going to kill me if I continue like that. But let us talk about our own people, what our forefathers did in the time of slavery then. Mary, I just want to touch our heart on that point, then relate it to now. Our forefathers commit crime, we not commit. The question I asked Tinubu, are you not a slave trader with this kind of case? Sometimes you think it's not true that our people, our government, or our current rich men are part of this. And I said, only the richest man in Nigeria, he will spend $1 for 42 years of his life to exhaust his fortune. If he spend $1 million every day, Mary, how can a man spend $1 million every day? He go spend that for 42 years before his money go finish. I'm not picking this up. I picked this from the internet. A man in Nigeria can do this. And this man can afford to live in a society where people are in this condition. And you said you're not a slave trader. I'm coming to that. Now, the government of our country, they pay themselves, the senators get an average of $1 million, a month. The other people cannot even afford a square meal. Now, the children, Mary, the children are now, these children, the first thing the child will tell the child that will make the child reason well is to go abroad. You see these children you see here now. If you tell them, let's go abroad, Jackpa, in fact, people sell their fortune to go abroad.
That's true.
On the way, Mary, they die on the sea. Just like the way, when they were carrying us as slaves then, many of us died on the sea. They shoot us, they throw us in the water. The same way people are dying on the sea today. Now, who is responsible for this mass movement of black people, of Nigerian children dying on the street, or some of them? We are now willfully going as slaves. Nobody forced me to UK. I am even begging to be here as a slave. Now, this is the irony of it. So, the time they forced us as slaves was different. From now, Mary, when we want to be slaves, nobody is forcing us now. We choose to be slaves. We are begging to be slaves because of the activities of our rulers. Because they are not leaders. When you call rulers, people that rule, they force you to do things.
That's true.
Now, so our forefathers did slave trade, we can see. Today, we are doing another level of slave trade. Mary, the money they will use to send these children to school, one man are using to send his child abroad, send his child to London to come and study. The average school fees, I'm going to bring Ibrahim on the show now. The average school fees of a child in the United Kingdom can pay the school of a village. Mary, if you give 20-something million naira to a village school, you have done a lot for them. 20-something million will do a lot, but it will not even take care of one child education. For you to run the expenses of a child education in England for a year, you must be spending minimum of 40 million naira. What will 40 million naira do to these people? Look at them. And we say, no, we are not part of the slave trade. Though. No, I know you are not part of it. It's not your fault now. You are not the cause of it. You know, Mary, when we ask for, I need to keep quiet. Let me shut up. If not, when we ask white people today that they need to pay us for the atrocity, for what they did, what they did to black people, you know what they say? They say they are not the one that did it. It's their parents that did it.
So it means they are regretting or what?
They're not ready to talk about it, Mary. There's a reparation struggle. All right? We're saying that the people you took as slaves and they work for you, they help you to build your country. Pay them back. Pay them some money. You understand? Let them be settled. You cannot keep deporting them. You know, the same people you are fighting, telling them, even especially some people from Jamaica, who you took as slaves, you dumped them there. The parents have suffered, paid a lot of price. Today they come to your country, you said you must deport them. We say no. But you know what? That's a topic for another day. But I'm not interested in that part of it today. I'm interested in our own people, Mary. Our part in it, the part we took in selling ourselves and continue to sell ourselves in the 21st century. It is sad. It is very sad. I'm not going to talk more than that today because I'm going to offend too many people and perhaps this London will not even contain me. I will not go into all that because when you know too much, you are a threat to society. But all I have to say, people, is when there is inequality, you are a slave. You have enslaved others. And when you cannot feed yourself, these are two irony of it, Mary. When there is the gap between the rich, when the rich have a lot, the poor have nothing. There is slavery. Because what will happen is the poor man will be serving the rich man as a, you see what is going on? Somebody is a gate man. A gate man, and he paid 20,000 naira, maybe 40,000 naira in Nigeria to another bagger. You know, And this is why we're talking of the government not understanding the importance of minimum wage, which Labour was talking about. You see, Mary, when you pay people that small amount of money, you're giving the rich man an opportunity to take some people as slaves. Do you know how many people have how many cars in Nigeria? They will not, and the reason they're able to buy those cars, the government will tell you you can buy a million cars in London, but who's going to drive it? See, government is very clever here. They don't care how many cars you can buy. You can buy them. But if you're going to get somebody to drive that car, you're going to pay that person 2,000 minimum, 2,300, 3,000 pounds a month. So maybe how many people? 3,000 pounds in the UK. You're going to employ somebody to drive you as a driver. That's fine. I'm ready to do the job, but my salary is 3,000 pounds. If you cannot pay me, meaning you don't need a driver. Because if I drive on the street, I'll make 3,000 pounds. So I will not be coming to be your slave, to come and drive you, and you sit in the back of the car with your fat stomach. You people are big fools in Africa. You know how many people sit on the back of the car as I'm talking now? You won't see it in England because there's no slavery here. And it is because government does not understand what Labour was saying about pay people better. It eliminates slave trade from the land.
That's true.
You see the irony of it. You understand? If you can pay, if the gate man you are employing now, if the government law says the salary of that gate man is 1.5 million naira, I'm sure you don't need a gate man. You go open your gate yourself. You know what I'm saying? Or your children go open gate for you. Go punish you to have a gate man. Go punish everybody. You are a slave trader to have a gate man in your house. How much should they pay the person? What is the difference between you and those people that took our people as slaves? That is the question I'm asking. We are all slave traders. We are all slave traders. And what a painful time to be alive. Because this is sad. That we are still enslaving ourselves today, Mary. And that is another thing. You know, another area of slavery we find ourselves. When you cannot feed yourself in those days, they go sell you as slaves. You don't understand? Most of the slave trade that happened then, when a man cannot take care of his family, you understand? They will take everything from him. Or some now war, when you cannot defend yourself. Mary, those days when they can't conquer war, when war village to conquer village, when they defeat your village, they go take your wives and your children.
So they are no longer your wife and children or what?
No, they become slaves. No, you don't know. You could become slave. Who like now go take your wife? A lot of things during the uncivilized Africa. Oh my God, we're talking as wedding the war. People were conquering kingdom, taking their wife, taking what they want. When they conquer your kingdom, they don't kill the men finish. You go take, maybe they go carry the women or the children, go where they want. That was the reality. When a man cannot take care of himself, cannot feed his family, that is what you get. Today, Nigeria, we cannot feed ourselves. We are begging the white man again for food. Again, it's another level of slavery because now who they give you money, now go tell you what you go do. Sometimes they say make they pump our asses today.
But the white man is getting oil from us without stress.
No, that would be Mumuna. They force you.
Ha.
They don't even tell you now, say, if you not allow man to the poke man, say you not civilized. If you not done, they not give you the money. So we don't they adjust our law now. Make we we get problem. Big one. Maybe we are not free. In fact, the only two ways they can enslave people is when the people don't have food to eat, they cannot, and it comes down to economy. During the day slave trade itself, you see some black people say they pay themselves out of themselves because they became big because in society where they became slave. There's a guy that was deported, that was a slave here, that was sent to India. He became a prime minister in India. A black man. History, Mary, history of the black people. When you go back, the question is, who even write history for us? Do we even have our own history? The answer is no.
Do they even teach our own histories in school?
We don't even have it, Mary. We don't even have it. And in the UK, the few people that have those knowledge, that they wipe those courses again from the book. They go teach you slave trade end. They don't tell you the history of great men, what has happened, the atrocity, all this is we're talking of now. You know, they are our book. How
I
many
think
people
they're
in
trying not
Nigeria?
to spoil the mind of the young ones. They're trying to kind of cover it so they won't,
Yeah,
because if they really go down to history, go into history
yeah.
and tell them a lot, it might actually cause more harm than good.
More trouble. There will be trouble.
Yes,
People will carry cutlass on the street. In fact, you don't allow people like us to open our mouth because there will be chaos. People like us have to die on time. You understand? Because if we open our mouth with what we have seen, a lot of things I will say, children will go on the street and start to protest. I'm talking slavery now. I'm even telling you, young people, that the people you are now on another level of slave trade is what you're going through. And that is the fact. And that's why I say state your demand clearly. End bad governance, you'll be relating to economic freedom. Economic freedom. I learned a lot, Mary, in the course of my reading books and all these ones here. I learned that the only way you can get yourself out of slavery is to to have money, to be able to feed yourself, to think independent. You understand? You cannot say, okay, I don't want to be part of I don't want the white man to do anything in my life, and you're waiting for him to give you food. Mary, what man do you have to tell him? They're not going to give you food now.
that's true.
But by the time you can feed yourself, if Nigerians choose to feed ourselves, then we can have a mouth, we can have a place to talk in the world. We don't need your food. We don't need your this. We don't, you understand? Take your things. You cannot tell us we don't want to be gay. We'll be gay when we choose to. You know, we can now have a say. If not, okay, I'm telling you, for you to be this, you have to do this. You understand? Mary, everybody will have a condition. Even if now they give something to other people, we will give them condition. Because what you believe is what you believe. They don't hate us telling us to practice certain things. It's because of what they believe. That belief may not tally with our own, but if you want to eat their food, then you have to do what they say.
That's true.
The question is, can we feed ourselves? The answer is no. Does Tinubu think of feeding us? No. Tinubu is begging. He's a beggar. A beggar is a slave. A beggar is a slave. A man that cannot feed his family is a slave. What does it take for us to feed ourselves, Mary? What does it take? Look at these young people now. This is the reality of our children. This is the reality of children growing up in Nigeria. Because this is alien to some of people. Mary, I was in Festac and I saw the one house on the one side there, Mary. This is let me talk to you one-on-one. On one side there, in Festac, there is this mansion. Heavy mansion, Mary. And when I pounce the camera down, you see, in fact, you see swamp. In the same Festac, the new developed Festac. Mary, you'll be wondering, and this house where you see now, nobody's staying there. The rich man house, nobody. They don't even have time. They don't come there. Maybe they are not there. And yet you see poor people all over the places. They look for food to eat. Maybe if the bread come in the morning, you see the way they rush it. And I'm asking myself, how could these people be happy with us as a society? No, they cannot also blame people for their being poor. Maybe it's okay to blame them for being poor. Who do we blame here, Mary? I'm confused. You know, sometimes you cannot blame me for your poverty, because maybe it's the things you decide to do, that's why you're poor. But we live in the same society. Who do we blame? The truth is, Mary, who do we blame for these children now? Who go say now I cost these people? Perhaps the question I ask everybody today, Mary don't disappear again, is who do we blame for this? If una know, Mona tell me. At the end, somebody will have to take the blame, my guy. Somebody have to address this issue. The poverty, if it is not addressed in a society where one rich man will spend $1 million on a daily basis and we never exhaust it, oh guy, $1 million go transform villages. I mean, go transform communities, and that community will begin to rise. Maybe there's a way to beg this rich man to pay tithe to the society so that those poverty can raise, and it will be better for him. Then he can live in a more free society. Because there's no way the rich man can survive if these people grow up in this condition. They're going to be angry. They're going to demand their portion as men. And when they demand those demands, who they're going to be asking from is you. the rich man. Because you can, I'm not going to go to bed hungry and die. I'm going to take food and eat. And who am I going to take the food from? If there's no other way, I'm going to take from you. This is the cause of the inequality. This is the cause of insecurity we're seeing. Now, the insecurity has translated to the sheep level of it. What we see today is the herdsmen fighting the farmers. These are two victims. The herdsmen are victims. The farmers are victims. Peasant farmers that will go to the farm to go and do this hard labor. You say, now be your enemy. Now they call the fight with herdsmen. Herdsmen, when who like better for when go to carry Namalama, they follow bush. If it's better for you, go enter bush, they follow Lama Lama. Hey, now Lama Lama be a problem. So tell you they kill people because of Lama Lama. You are a victim. You are a poor. These are all part of the story I'm talking about. We need to change the narrative. If we want to, are you telling me that the people, the poor men, the herdsmen will not be happy to feed their cow if they have a place where they can feed them? They want to go on the street and walk the whole world trying to get food for the cow. No. If you provide a place for them, they will do. And this is where the government can make more money, because the government provide a place for them where they will making more cows, the things will be more healthier, there will be less crashes in the community, and there will be more food, meaning these guys will come out of poverty. Government can collect taxes. Instead, the government will use the small money that's coming from oil, which I'm going to show you some deploring, some sad images, because that's where I come from. I'm going to show you some sad, and the government is, instead of government to use that money to solve, okay, say ranches, these are ranches, go and work there. You pay taxes for using the place. Keep your cow here, feed your cow here. This is what I collect as a government. That's what government do. Government live on taxes. Government is next to God. God live on tithe. Say God say pay your tithe. Government will say pay your tithe. Tithe is tax. You pay tithe to the society. And if you can do that, then government have enough money to provide more in other places. But because government start with giving proper ranches and giving farmers, then there will be no food in the land. We will be less dependent on the white man. And the slave trade, the children will not be going and dying on the sea. Every news on the UK today is how Nigerians have died, how they are coming to the UK, and not even they flaunt them for social media. Akpa. Una don't reveal the whole secret for social media. Because una not hold una self, una go live like slave forever. I don't know where this thing they come from. If they pay me. Nigeria, this is unacceptable. This is unacceptable. We need to change the narrative for the future generation. We need to address, the government need to invest the money that is coming from the oil today. Then I will still have the chance. You see, I've been in the show all last week, and all I cried is I even left the people. Of course, it's no news that only money that is coming in is coming from only one sector, which is the oil sector. And the whole of last week, I played with what we can get from different sectors of the economy. By so doing, you are creating wealth too. You are creating billionaires. Because by the time you create the farming sector, the agri sector to be so lucrative, look, herdsmen to be rich, herdsmen to have a family. A herdsman having a ranch, doing this whole thing, to be making loads of cows in a month. And he's going to be a bloody rich man. He doesn't need to work the whole earth to feed cows. He should be able to feed it and become rich. And that is even good for you, Mr. Politician. So he can pay tax to us. Sometimes this whole sad story, and I don't buy it. I don't agree that the average herdsman is a problem we have. No, the problem is our politicians, our leaders who have no IQ, who are evil, paying themselves 2 million. Bloody senator paying yourself 2 million. You are the problem. Because the money you're paying yourself is used to create ranches. And these people can now, look at it, the irony of it, they can now go to a place, in a civilized way to rear their cow and sell it because it's what you're eating. No, it's not as if we don't need the cow. The cow, these people we are talking about, is what we eat. If they do it in a more civilized way and they can become rich because they cannot do more, they don't need to walk the earth. In fact, those of you walking the earth, be angry with your politician. Don't be angry with the ordinary farmers. They are both victims. Now, what would have happened is cattle rearing would have been a very good business, turning out billionaires. And when those people are rich, my guy, they will pay tax to us or call it tithe. Would that not be so good? Would that not be better? And now, the farmers who have been destined poor and have remained poor are actually the victims. They're now we're sympathizing with them more because the people with the higher force is not trampling on them. Otherwise, both the farmers and these people are victims. I'm going to try and end the show on time today because I have another broadcast by 11. So this show shouldn't be more. I thought Mary would be here with me to just at least take a look at the papers with me, and then we're going to close the show a little bit earlier. But what I'm saying, my people, is the cause of our problem is this. We've been practicing slave trade from day one, and we don't know that we are even practicing it now. If you ask Tinubu, are you a slave trader? I would say, no, why are we going to trade? But sir, your action is actually making children. Your kids are on the street. This one have no food to eat. I swear, if this child have a chance, he will be in Libya now. As a slave. You know what? And they said, I want to go to Italy. Go to Italy. Our daughters, they turn shame. I know if we talk, make her close my mouth. If you see what we did in Italy, our women did in Italy to survive. Even slave trade not do this, they not do original one. During slave trade, we didn't go through that much. We did not. Though they did so many horrible things, they were breeding us. You know what they were doing to us? No, this is the story of the black man. The slave master will just bring a man they think is healthy enough to come and pump his slaves as women, and they make children for the slave master. The children are for the slave master anyway. So more children you make, the more slaves the man they get to sell tomorrow. He's taking good care of you. Have you had dogs? When you breed your dogs and your dog begin to rear, your dog begin to multiply. You bring the dog when you like, they pump the one when you get, so that they go make more children for you. That was the story of them. Today, Tinubu, these children that you see now, that they want don't point like this, they want. Say, if I don't get food tomorrow, that's a message. Now go see. And you don't think a human being born will die of hunger and will happily die of hunger. It's not going to happen. They're going to turn on us. And the question is, what is your role in this one? Me and you. In this poverty that is in our face today, what role do you and I? What have we done to constitute this? Can you imagine how easy it would have been easy for Tinubu to take some of the people out of this poverty, to eject the 2 billion naira Tinubu they pay to bloody senator? Imagine what it would have done to people like this. And you don't dash them money. They only say, give us opportunity to work so we can contribute to society. Herdsmen are not begging you. Herdsmen, farmers, local farmers are not begging you. They have a farm. They're just asking you, by the time you help them to move from, in these days of artificial intelligence, people say they carry cutlass, they go farm. That's stupidity now. So if we had injected that energy, this new technology into the farms we have, imagine the amount of food we'll be producing in Africa. This is the vex me. Imagine if only University of Benin begin to turn out food, only with a glass house. Oh my God. If our farmers begin to turn out food, the only food we're eating now, the one when the poor people still go farm, go do. Hard men. In this new world, something is wrong with you. Not be only me. So we have a problem. And until we come out of this economic hardship that we cannot put food on our table, we remain slaves to the international world. To the international community, we're slaves. Because when you go and borrow money, this money, who they borrow you? Not be America, they borrow you. These are bodies that are there to protect their wealth. You borrow Nigerian money and then need interest on their money. So that we end up paying the small money we will earn for the future generation. We're not paying debt that your father took, that my father took. And the problem is now on these children we see here. And you think they're going to go to bed hungry and die? They're going to ask us questions. Maybe that's what they're doing now. Today, there's insecurity in Nigeria. Herdsmen are fighting farmers. Kidnapping is the order of the day. Yeah, no, these people are hoodlums. They are evil. They are this. Are you sure? Does your mind really tell you the crime in Nigeria is not the result of the society? Are you convinced that if these children have an alternative, they will be doing what they're doing now? Or if we had even trained them well? This is a question for you to take home. I cannot answer it all. Maybe God will help us as we move on, because I know tomorrow on Sunday, yesterday, you people went to church, you don't clap. Even the pastors don't take advantage of some when they feel take off. And now we are here today again with another drama, the drama of our time. Poverty can be taken out of our land. And I'm going to address the issue of the Nigerian state as we move on. But now Mary is here. We're going to take a look at the papers together, because Mary, I think it's important we take a look at our papers today. Let's do that, because we have really short time for this show. All right. So let's read the papers. So those Nigerians, you pick the one you want, and I'll be there.
Okay, the point. But the point doesn't have much stories.
No, it's even good they don't have much, because Punch don't have much to say these days. If you don't have anything to say, just keep quiet.
Okay, the big story on the Punch. September rollout. Tinubu panel. Dangote refinery brainstorm on petrol pricing. And the rider says President Committee refinery to conclude talks on Naira crude supply, petrol pricing, on page 27 of the Punch. Moving forward, there's a story here that says state oppose federal government 600 billion naira votes for 70,000 naira wage, on page 2. Flooding, Delta.
Wait first, Mary. Read that line again. You see the problem we have.
Okay. States. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm with you.
States oppose federal government 600 billion naira vote for 70,000 naira wage.
And it still boils down to the same thing. You understand? 70,000 naira wage is an insult to humanity. In fact, this is the reason why we're where we are. When the people can work more, they can begin to pay the society more. Maybe when a man is rich, you know how much Dangote is paying as tax? Only Dangote, what he pays as tax. You understand? Because he has it. If it's not productive, Dangote will be waiting. They'll be like some of these people waiting for food. So the more we can make people to have, the more the society we have. So the productivity of a nation is not me alone, it's not Dangote alone, it's all of us. So all of us need to raise. We need to have to raise everybody up, so we will all become productive and the society will be rich. That's why it is collective riches. Dangote don't pay home, Daddy Chris pay, Mary pay, Srtv pay, this one pay, the country is rich. It's not one person. And now by the time you pay somebody 70,000 naira, that person just become a slave to Dangote. And that man will be angry with Dangote. He doesn't know his problem. Oh. The problem is not Dangote. The problem is the law, is the system that put you there. So this Babylon system they talk about, and until we eradicate this 70,000 naira mentality, we have a problem. And okay, of course, the government cannot pay more than 70,000 naira today because we have chosen not to work. If maybe I don't see how
they cannot pay because labor accepted.
No,
at the end of the day, the increase is because labor accepted it. Because at first, when they said it's going to be more than 60,000, they said 62. When labor opposed, what did they come up with? 70,000 naira. So once if labor had opposed, and they are still fighting towards it. So because labor accepted, and that is why it looks as the 70,000 naira is enormous salary that people should take home with, and that's the problem. Knowing fully well that things are expensive, I don't really know what they expect these people to do, what they expect workers to do.
Maybe
honestly, so I feel like I won't even blame the federal government. It is labor that accepted this price.
I agree.
And that is why we are here.
But that would be one side of the story, Mary. That's one side of the story. Let me ask you this, Mary. Let me ask you this. If NTA is making money, they are internally generated money as a platform, will the government stop them from paying themselves bigger salary?
They won't, but the question is, do you think NTA staffs are earning 70,000 naira? We should start with that.
They earn a little bit more.
Or do you think NTA staffs are?
But NTA staff,
most of them don't transport. Oh, I hope you know NTA has public, with the provision of public vehicle that picks all the workers from their different junction. So automatically transport is out of it. So their salary is just for feeding, right? But,
but at the end of the day, Mary, are you telling me that NTA staff are doing well? You're joking. They are poor. How many of them have a car?
Even if they are not doing well, if for example, most of them, their leaders, right, have a car. Then these ones that don't have a car, they are still not suffering for transportation. That is where the public bus comes in. I even saw one of their public bus this morning, coming from the where they went to pick their staffs. You see them coming in towards 8 o'clock, they're already here, dropping them. Then when the people after the morning shift, when they are going towards maybe 2 or so, they'll drop them to pick up the people for evening shift. So I said, at the end of the day, it is not even about this government staff, because they are even complaining, they are even seeing free transport. Come to see here, they have different staff bus. They do go and drop people around 4 o'clock. Right? So it means that even if they are fighting for the minimum, it's just for feeding, not for transportation. Except you don't want to
now you're thinking like a very poor person, but I understand where you're coming from. But my take is this, NTA staff, they are entitled to a minimum of 5 million naira every month. Minimum. And when you do that, Mary, because NTA can make that money and pay themselves that money, and imagine how much NTA will be paying to society. Then individually, if I'm earning 5 million, government will take that part of my tax, maybe 10% of my salary. That money, you know how much government will make alone. So the productivity of NTA is affecting all of us. They need to be productive, because if they are productive, they will earn more money and more tax will come from there. And they don't even need money from oil. What government really need to do is to give NTA the resources to start making money, not to start paying NTA. And this until we stop this. You see, maybe why would government be earning money, taking money from oil and use it to pay NTA? That's the problem. But the money that is coming from oil,
but the government, they are still doing themselves, right? If they are tired of paying NTA, can't they, just like you said, they can actually bring a minister NTA can be making?
We didn't hear you very well. That's good though. I think we are not getting on the same page, Mary. I think what I'm trying to say and what you're trying to say is, yes, So I want NTA, I want, like I said of the lecturers, they should be earning a lot of money. 7 million naira, an average lecturer, person go to school, come back, you need to enjoy. You need to work and live a decent life. You understand? So you need to earn at least 7 million naira. But the school have to make the money. It's not money, it's not going to come from oil. That's been my argument all last week. But today, I want us to look at the insecurity that is now coming out of this bad decision. Today, the children kidnapping us, the fight between herdsmen and this, it's not because they want to kidnap people, it's because of poverty. Whether you like it or not, any stable society. Mary, wait, you now, so you go lie to the carry animal, they follow farm. Now, man, when they marry, one married man, when they carry animal from one farm to the other, now that kind of husband they look for. Talk to me, Mary. Your network don't cease again. See, there's a problem, man. And those of you out there, yes, that's not the husband Mary wished for. It's not the kind of life I wish to have. To carry
never,
cow.
because I think growth is so system.
You see, but Mary, but Mary, okay. I'm sure when you see somebody that have a very
I said I can't because I didn't.
Man, your network, Mary, the sound is frustrating us. Yeah, but I'm very sure if Mary sees a man that have a ranch where a big ranch where they rear his cow and the cow is growing on a daily basis, it will not be so bad to marry such a person. It will be a good thing to do. Let me see. Mary, are you back? Okay, no, you're having this issue. All right. You know, it will not be such a bad thing to marry such a person. What I'm saying is we can all get out of poverty. It's going to be a collective effort. Individually, we've been doing it. It is not working. We need to come together and address critical issues. Think of how, okay, if NTA start to make money, then they pay themselves more money and they pay the society more money. Then they don't have to take our oil money again. Let's solve NTA problem once and for all. What do you need to be independent? What do you need to start making money? Now let's go to the Nigerian university. Okay, you are not making money. Let me think of how to make you stable so you start making money and pay tax to government. No government, not as you going on strikes that the government not pay them rich. No, now stop this bagger. Until we realize this, poverty will reign supreme in our land. Mary, are you back? Because this is your. Let me hope that Mary is back. Let me add Mary. You are here. Oh. Hello, Mary.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Because this is your network. Sometimes they go up and down, like somebody when they marry Hessman. Like this, I say we won't give you Hessman. I will not give you Hessman. We don't try. I jaro good for you. Oh, that your we not give you Hessman. So, daughter, you know what I'm trying to say? We have a situation where we are enslaving ourselves. Let's read the next papers. So, because we don't have so much time today, and I really want us to touch on the papers. You see, Mary don't disappear again. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to go on a quick break because that's the right time for it. When we come back, we're going to take a look at some few other papers and call it a day. And I hope my message today is clear. But let's just go on a quick break. We'll be right back.
Looking for a home away from home in Abuja? Look no further than Srtv Shortlet Apartments. Our fully furnished apartments offers everything you need for a comfortable and relaxing stay. Unwind in spacious rooms with exquisite ambience. Cook delicious meals in our well-equipped kitchen and relax in our comfortable sitting rooms watching your favorite shows. And guess what? 247 Wi-Fi available. But that's not all. Srtv goes extra mile by providing a car to take you around town during your stay. No need to worry about navigating public transportation or hailing taxis. Explore Abuja at your own pace. Book your Srtv Shortlet apartment today and experience the perfect blend of comfort and convenience. You can reach us by calling this number 070-6237-9915 or 080-7082-7331.
All right. Welcome, my people. We're going to do this quickly because if I am alone, then I know I'm alone. Mary, unfortunately, when they read paper for me, I don't go grand down. but I will take a look at some of the papers with you guys. So now in that case, I'll be taking some of them quickly. But I'm going to look at. I like the image of the Olu of Ori. Is the guy is anyway? I like him from day one. He's a very intelligent young man, and I can see the royalty, and I can't wait to look at African history of today and the one of the past. And my only message is, you see, with this royalty, with this beautiful thing, we expect more leadership. We expect more leadership from the royal homes. We expect more leadership from you guys, and I respect you all. I think it's I'm even saying that you wipe the local government arm of government. Let the kings carry out the duties of local government. What are they doing? What are they doing? You just turned some beautiful arms of government redundant, and you're creating another one which is not working. So I just felt that if the local government is now, if our kings are now the third tiers of government, so we have the federal government, we have the state, and the kings. Wipe out local government. We don't need it. It's too expensive, too rubbish. There is already a structure on the ground to manage the local government. What do the local government do? That's a place to go and get married. The king's office is enough to do that, and they actually will do it according to the custom and tradition of the people. Why do we need local government to do what? Are you saying that the kings cannot construct local type pipeline? They cannot pay salaries? They can do more. They've been doing it before from day one. So we expect more leadership from the kings, and we're going to take a look at that on another difficult show. I know it's going to be very sad.
I can't see a support of the local government autonomy.
Yes. No, I don't think, for me it's a waste. I support local government autonomy, but I don't think local government are productive. And I'm saying it's a waste of money to have the kings and the local government. What are we doing with two different governments at the local level? Are you removing the kings completely? If the kings are useful, if the kings are still there, why do you set up another local government? Why are they not the local government? What's the meaning of local government? Is it not the people that are local to the people?
Nothing will surprise us in this Nigeria. You'll be here when they see that the local government, they are not doing fine. You might be surprised that you see that they are giving power also to the kings. Because truly, the kings is even more closer to the people.
But so the question I ask me is, if we have the king, why do we even need to pay local government chairmen who are not going to spend more money again? Because all they do is share money. You understand? I'm expecting more from the kings. I'm saying to the kings, the thing when your papa do, when they take rule your people, give them food. Start to think along that line. You understand? It's easy to challenge a king to think well than to challenge local government. These are a bunch of young fools. You understand? Look at this. I cannot say to the Olu of Wari, Oga, look at your people. From day one, your people were used to farm, they were fishermen. You understand? Now that you have oil money, empower people, let them have fishes. You understand? So they can go into fishing. They don't need to go with boats now. Let them go with big boats so they can go and fish well. Advance it. Do you understand? This guy has the know-how to handle that. This king, I'm seeing here, have the know-how to handle that. Why do you need to give power again to another local government who's going to share only the super deck money? Why do we need them? That's the thing I don't understand, Mary. I really don't understand it. It's a debate for another day. I have always been saying it, that we don't need local government. We need the kings to represent the third tier of government. And they will be the one to will be saying, this one that we don't have food there, before they ask them, Olu, in your papa time, people not hungry. How come there's food? There's no food in your land. Do you understand? Will they share money give you now? What did you do with the money? So if I give my king money, say, okay, how can people take they feed in those days? Start to work with them now, make sure they can feed. This is the allocation coming to you. It's not for you to share, it's for you to develop the land. You understand what I'm saying? Because these people have a deeper understanding of the locals. What is local government? To help the locals grow. Mary, you said, like I said it before, if my grandpapa, if he gets a bank, what they call a mususu, every weekend, these women will come and drop money. At the end of the year, they will pack the money with a lot of interest. If they could do that, my grandfather could do that. What is my king doing? Then my king cannot have a local bank. I call it a bank because that is what bank is. Mary,
I feel like some people are scared of the local bank because once I just get in the house, and for the fear of robbery, you
Yes,
get
Mary. No, they're not go. They're no robbery. Mary, wait. Oh, may I ask you one thing? You're scared of your local bank. You go and put your money in one of the bank. The bank say they fold up. Oh. How many big bank don't fold up for Nigeria?
it's not everybody that recover their money from heritage.
Thank
One
you.
that folded
So it's not so not be only my papa or susu they fold up. And the beauty of this one be say these are people you know. You can go to them if your child want to go to school and you don't have money. You can take the loan, pay your child school fees. You they pay small. You understand? You growing yourselves.
people like that. For example, let's say the normal local contribution people do, right?
Eh.
So have you not heard of situations whereby sometimes they collect people's money and run away? Have you not experienced?
Mary, a king will collect money and run away. No way. A king not get where they go. Oba not they go transfer. Oba will never collect money and run away. Oba is the king. He's there for life. You understand? This is the security you're looking for. That is in the Oba, is in the kings. Not in the local government that will serve for 3 years and go. Do you understand? The Olu is going to be there till he dies. So he's going to work till he dies. So anything he does now, he's going to tell on it in the next year. He not get where they go. Do you understand? Maybe these people stand a very good chance to help the locals, to help the communities, to help us to go into farming, to establish a bank. Maybe you know one thing that we're crying today. In the United Kingdom, man, this thing we're talking about there, at the point in time I go take my hand, come over from Nigeria, I'll be doing things for black people around the world. And I said to them, do you know here we are now, Mary? Eh? Indian people, they get bank on the street. I mean, Goda's Green. You go there now, you go see Indian bank. Eh? See, as na Nigerian banker, they tie you. Turkish people get bank, they get Turkish bank. Now only black people not get one bank for England, for the streets of London, you know they. One bank, one owned by a black man, no they this country. Now, this is the implication of it, Mary. If you not, my salary goes to another man's, sorry, it go to a white man's bank. Now there I go ask me to give me loan. I'll not be one of them. They no one give me the kind of loan when I need to grow. If that black man but get the bank, our own are to grow black community. See, now there you go take loan. Now there I go put my salary. Now where you put money, now there you go chop. Oh, you go and put your money in back place and you come to collect loan from this thing. Wait for work. In those days, our forefathers, they were giving banks, they were giving local people loan. And that loan helped to grow communities. Who they give you loan for? Mary, you fit get loan for your bank? Where they keep money since you know, they go give you loan. And they ask you, maybe they will give you an unknown.
They will now, but there's a particular amount they can give for now.
They're not the one. They're not so that the one when they Srtv they pay you. No go need you take grow.
Yeah, there's a particular one you can't get for now. The one you can pay.
That's the one they give you. You see, that's what the local banks will do. If you go, supposing you get una village people get one kind of ususu for that place. Maybe you know, say everybody go carry in money every 2 weeks, every 3 months. You understand? It should, if they pay now, once they pay, you know, say at the end of 6 months or 8 months, you go carry big money. When you go take do business, maybe you come buy one Okada. That Okada now go to make you extra money. Maybe that's how people grow.
That's true.
But if you follow these people now, this your stupid bank now, you never going to buy Okada. They don't give you the money if you take buy Okada. Now the one you go take, maybe do makeup. Then they will give you. And you understand? So, in fact, the growth of our society depends on our kings. And I really pray. I'm just talking of banking, no. I'm not talking of farming. Like I said, I see this Olu, and I'm so impressed. And I'm wanting to say, okay, I wish I come from Shekiri. The thing when I ask him, say, sir, our forefathers were known to be fishermen. In this new technology, where people they feed, they take maybe AI go they pick the fish from inside bush, inside water. What do you get now? Water. You can turn some of the water into fish pond, maybe natural fish pond, natural ones. Where you go down to weigh fish, the next minute you give the fish the right food. They go. That is we go carry fish when the world not go finish. The Shekiri people have the potential to do so. What is kingship? What does it mean? The question I asked the government: why are they reduced to this level? And so, sir, as you're celebrating the 3rd year in office, what do you have to tell us? See, these are things we say. I think he's celebrating his 3rd year, as a king. Young man, handsome young man. I met the wife here, and it's such a beautiful family. But that's not enough. You are young, eject the new age into the Shekiri nation. That's my language. Anyway, let's go to the next news because me and I will not get too much time today. But Mary, read more. Read more. Read the paper for us, the Vanguard.
Okay, the big story says that federal government yet to implement 2 months after the federal government. Okay, the writer says federal government is still working on implementation framework 2 months after. This coming from minister. Delayed, not worth it. People
are that's to pay the minimum wage.
Yes, people are dying. That's Ola Dibolu, and government must progressively intervene in high tariffs. And this is coming from Akintayo. Implementation details must be properly worked out. And that is coming from Ifeanyi on page 5. Now we have a story here. Federal government moves to eliminate malaria peak. Malaria peaks Dangote Cellular Elumelu to drive efforts. Catholic bishops canvass regional governments, ask Tinubu to fight hunger and grafts. And that is on page 9. Nigerians hope for lower cement price deems. Nigerians hope for lower cement price deems. And we also have a story at the top that says court freezes 32 accounts linked to end bad governance protests. Wow, this is serious.
One of the things that strike me, this Catholic bishop, I kind of like what some of the things he's trying to say, that we need regional government. There's this beautiful post I saw on my Facebook. One of the activists, he said 2 days ago that the problem of the country is Obasanjo and that they failed to return the country to the then regional governance. You understand? Where we have the true federalism. Everybody controlling their wealth and paying money to the federal government, because that was what was happening. Then we have the western region, the northern region, and the eastern region. Now that is the thing they should have returned to. Then I was wondering, that argument, is it not archaic, Mary? Now the question I wrote, I went on that platform, and I don't comment on Facebook. I don't do that, but I was forced to. I asked a question: does this current structure stop your state governor from making money?
People will answer you.
Mary, nobody talk to me. I'll still go back there today. You understand? Because the question I asked is, now you were saying that we should go back to the old structure, which is fair enough. But we have 36 states now. How you want to merge 36 states like that before? 36 states go become one region, I don't understand. Or in fact, the question of trying to make the regions again go hard though, because that I go say no one this region. Argument of which region to follow. But this is what we have. The question I ask is, will it be so bad if Delta State have Delta Airline? If they have Delta Farm? Mary, count how many things. Delta Gas, Delta Fishing. As you say, yes, the people feed do a lot of fishing. They go feed, provide fish when go feed the whole nation. Mary, today, who stopped Delta State from doing that? Delta Housing. They stop now. Start building housing estates and start selling to people abroad, even people within. Who stop you, state governors? Who stop you people? Who stop these people from making money? What are you talking? You want to go back to the old time? The stupid argument doesn't make sense to me. What we have now, until I begin to see our governors turning out money, turning their state, in fact, changing the future of their destiny, there's a problem. This poverty will continue to reign. No, it's not going back to that system of government that's going to change our life. It's how much can we do. Now Mary, then we have only 3 regions. Now we have 36. Let's say every state is a region. Why are the states not making money? Who stop you? Oh, federal government, they take a lot. Okay, the small one when you get, begin to make your own money. Don't wait for the federal government. How much federal government they get? Now small money they get from all here. Your state can make more money than the federal government. This is a fact. Delta State today say, why is federal government collecting 56%? I have the percentage share here. And I say, oh, that's a fact too. But you get some percentage. All right, let the federal government do their rubbish share. This small one you are getting, use it to grow your state. Don't use it to pay salaries. Don't use it to construct road. These are bunch of fools. I bet I'm gonna leave me. Mary, read one more paper and make they go home. Because there's a problem. We have a problem. And we really need to wake up to it.
That's it. Okay, let's see what the Guardian has.
Guardian, okay.
Yeah.
We take Guardian, we can go. I like this Daily Trust these days. But let's see Guardian. All right.
Okay, we should take the Daily Trust. Okay.
No, let's take Guardian first. We are in. I saw Angela there. Angela is saying something very good. So our Auntie Angela, we need to hear from her.
Okay, the big story on the Guardian. Foreign exchange execution hitches threatened food waiver policy as farmers kick. And that's on page 6. Moving forward, Srtv asks governors, Wike to disclose details of Chinese loan on page 5. I think we
wait, Mary. So the governors can take Chinese loan. Because I want when they take, now they see our aircraft put.
Yes, and they're demanding for details.
See where they talk, Mary. So if a governor a state can go and take a loan, that state cannot take the loan to be making money. But they can only go and owe debt, and they cannot make money for the state. Something is wrong with us.
And that is why our problem is not finishing anytime soon.
Thank you, Mary. Mary, that's it. Because if a state governor can go, and the state government can go and say, I want to borrow this money. Like, if you don't know, the reason they grant on our plane for this is not before the government take the loan. Now, Ogun State loan. Not because they tell us, Mary.
Yes.
So if Ogun State can take a loan, enough people can build farm. As Obasanjo did with una there, Ogun State, you have the most intelligent, in fact, now Ogun State produced the best set of most educated Nigerians. If they came from Ogun State. You understand? If una get those people, una not fit take money, turn the place to farm. Obasanjo don't turn his own farm. Forget about Obasanjo. Where's Ogun farm? Mary, do you know what Ogun State could have been making? They can only take loan. Delta State, you know what happened? Our former governor take loan of 16 billion. He take and build secretariat. Now, Mary, you see where our problem is? A governor take a loan to build secretariat. Tell me, say they're not the warriors. He not take the loan, take do farm. He take loan, take do farm. Meanwhile, if he take the loan, work with Olu of Wari, Congo set up big fishing. You know how much that thing going to bring to us? How many with 16 billion? How many boats 16 billion go buy? How many boats? How much we go make? Even that secretariat, the profit go build secretariat in another 3 years. Better secretariat. But that is the mentality. And now you're telling me that we want to break Nigeria. We want to do this. You don't even get plan. I'm still waiting for who want to break Nigeria, who can present the case and make it convincing to me. If all this cheap argument is cheap one, Mary. Read this paper and make it close. We don't tire for today. Me, I don't talk tire. I will get on another show too. Me, I want quarrel for that show. Because I get issue there too.
Okay, article tries the Tinubu over citizens' rights violation on page 7. Okonjo-Iweala asks politicians to stop weaponizing insecurity. And that story is on page 3.
Weaponizing poverty, not only security, man. They've weaponized poverty. Because there's no, the fact, insecurity, to buy weapon, no, sir. No, man. They give poverty, neither they weaponize. Because if you see, say, anybody when they give this weapon to show, may they go use them, they be poor people. You can't give me gun to go and shoot. There's some people I'll be questioning you why. Maybe I know we'll talk so many things today. There was a king in Malawi that refused to participate. One ruler in Malawi. They say, they go Second World War. He said, this thing not concern us. They kill him. I bet we'll talk about that in my daughter. You see, this world, there is no justice in the world. And Nigeria own big time. And to weaponize, turn people to poverty so that they can play your bidding, do anything you want. Because if people are poor, Mary, you give them food. Now, what you talk, now they go do.
That's
The
true.
only reason you they pay a shower money when they grieve for you, he not like you, but he go open the leg because he hates you, but you go pay money. So it's a very sad thing. And when you think of that mentality as it affects, that's why I can ask you to go and kill somebody, even when that person you don't know, you don't have any problem with the person, you go and kill the person because I pay you money.
That's true.
That's the power of weaponizing poverty. And the only reason you're able to do that because you're poor. I cannot tell Dangote to go and kill somebody for money. Will he do that?
Never.
You see, so it's the weapon of poverty. Oh, we want to do election. Dangote bring your children, make them go street, go fight. Now lie yo, Dangote children they abroad, that they enjoy. Now your own children. Now that one will see now they go fight. Poverty is weaponized. Mary, I better tell us what we will go here today, make we go home. We don't try.
Okay, so should I stop the Guardian?
Let's stop there, Mary. Thank you.
Every day, we are not getting better. In as much as I personally am a believer of Nigeria is going to get better, but with the stories coming up, it's really tragic. It's really hurtful. It's really painful because apart from poverty is not the order of the day in the country. Hardship. There are a lot of things that needs to be done because I feel like most of the problem we are having right now is the problem of misplaced priority, using the money to do something that is unimportant and leaving the important ones. And that is why we are having issues. I bet you if the price of oil can go down today, a lot of things will go down. The price of a lot of things will definitely crash. But because oil is still high, things are still high and it's affecting on the people. Yeah, the government, they know about this. Yes, paying debt is like they don't know. Still acting like they don't know and they're still in the country. Please, they should do better and help Nigerians. Because I don't know how long we're going to keep crying this way. I don't know how long we're going to keep saying the same thing over and over again without any changes. Change needs to be made for a better Nigeria.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that wonderful submission. And merely to use one word, misplaced priorities. And I really agree. You understand? If we put, like I said now, Tinubu came to power, all right? And his priority was the oil sector, which is the biggest mistake I see. And number two, we're talking of this local government now, all right? We're celebrating an arm of government that has been useless, has been redundant. And like I said today, I just pointed out a very important sector of the Nigerian governance. It's still there. The kings are there. They are there. They are part of our lives. They are there. Every society in Nigeria have a king. In fact, more kings are coming up because people are trying to decide a new destiny for themselves. So maybe if that is the case, why not use the king? Why are we spending money, actually throwing this money again to other local government who's going to behave no better than the government? And why? Again, we're talking about priorities, Mary. Priorities. You understand? Priorities. We're talking priorities. The truth is, nobody thinks of the future of this country. They think of what politics can make me a good president. The future is not the issue at stake. And when we live in a society like that, the children are the ones that are going to suffer it. And they're going to ask us questions when the time comes. They're going to deal with us. Because these kids we saw there now, one of them might become a local government chairman or might become the governor. He's going to fight back. He's going to try and gather wealth that his parents couldn't have. You understand? And this all money he doesn't even need. The childhood he missed, he's going to try and get it. Because this one didn't have a childhood. You can tell already. Maybe at the end of the day, what can you tell to such a child? Maybe the child did a lot of risk. He traveled abroad, go and work so hard before he could make the little money he has made, and then come back and win the election. And again, because we are all a shower now, we give us money, we open leg. That's it. You give Nigeria money, go vote for you. You will not win the election if you don't give them money. So a lot of things, misplaced priority. Maybe that's the right word to use. And I pray that we come to realize this sooner before somebody said, I hope it's not too late by the time we realize it.
Honestly, it is not too late.
Yeah. So Mary, thank you very much today. We just had this broadcast. Your network was up and down. But tell these people for changing you to purple. Because you see me and you now. Just go make us see each other. Yeah? That the crease is black, you'll be purple. I don't understand this one. Make when I go correct them. This fine girl, when I turn out to purple, If I marry an art as purple lady, Mona not blame me. If they tell me, say, where that purple girl I want to marry, I go marry an art like that. Very thank you so much for joining me this morning.
You're welcome, sir.
We'll do more tomorrow. All right. And for you people out there, thank you very much for watching us. It's a great day. It's one of those things we come out to tell you how it is. For me, I am really sad at the level of slave trade we have in our land. And because I'm in the United Kingdom and I'm reviewing the history of slave trade, and rather than being angry with what happened in the past, I am more angry with the current level of slave trade in our land. That's all I have been trying to say today, that there is still slave trade in our land. Our culture of slave trade needs to stop. And if nothing I am advocating for today, and which I'll continue to advocate if I become if I get into any arms of government in Nigeria, one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to wipe out the local government, and we're going to have the kings as our local government. You know, they have the structure already. They have their own way of doing things. They have their security measures already in place. You know, the kings, in those days, they were where you see, I'll be telling them, those days, why did your father secure the land? You understand? Use it. Have your own security. You understand? Just some local cases that the case we don't know. Get people married, which will be the way. That way we don't have to have custom and tradition and another marriage. Marriage by the kings is in line with the government law. You unite laws. You don't make the two. You understand? Today now you say you go do traditional marriage before you go do court marriage. No, if you marry for king palace, then that will be the real marriage. Do you understand? So a lot of things which we don't need. Let's call it misplaced priority. Let us save cost. And I really want to say this to us black people. Let us begin to put our money in our own place. Mary, don't bank in a place where the bank will not give you loan. You understand? Bank within your local community. Come together. Form a cooperative. Now they do Tosusu. It's better. Even if they take a run, it better pass this way the bank is doing now. The bank will never give you loan. They will never give you loan. In fact, banking with Echo Bank, all those ones, I don't know what they want to do for you. These guys are becoming richer. Have you seen them? And I wish the people can't do that kind of bank for England. Maybe they take money home for good. Now only people like us. Again, this is what called slave trade at home. Come and practice it here. Take money, go back to Nigeria. The Turkish are doing it. The Indians are doing it. They have the bank in the street of England. I'm sure if Nigeria might have a good bank here, we'll all turn our money and put it in that bank. So we need to move forward as a people. And I pray we move forward as a people. Mary, thank you so much. And I'll see you tomorrow.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Looking for a home away from home in Abuja? Look no further than Srtv Shortlet Apartments. Our fully furnished apartments offers everything you need for a comfortable and relaxing stay. Unwind in spacious rooms with exquisite ambience. Cook delicious meals in our well-equipped kitchen and relax in our comfortable sitting rooms watching your favorite shows. And guess what? 247 Wi-Fi available. But that's not all. Srtv goes extra mile by providing a car to take you around town during your stay. No need to worry about navigating public transportation or hailing taxis. Explore Abuja at your own pace. Book your Srtv Shortlet apartment today and experience the perfect blend of comfort and convenience. You can reach us by calling this number 07062